The Federal Ministry of Education and other stakeholders have called for more commitment to the funding of information and communication technology ICT infrastructure to advance the study of technology in schools. They made the call in Abuja at the 2021 EdTech Summit organized by the Federal Ministry of Education in collaboration with Afritex and NGO. The Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Education, said that most of the security challenges experienced in the country would be traced to lack of quality education on the part of the youths. The Permanent Secretary, represented by the Director of ICT in the ministry, Mr. Isa Abubakar, said adequate funding was necessary to galvanize the learning of ICT.
We need to make a commitment to fund ICT infrastructure because without the infrastructure, we can't actually do much. But it's a function of funding. The government needs to make, at state levels or at different levels, have to make commitment to fund ICT infrastructures. This is a function of interest. Education is we don't have a choice. We must educate our kids, our youths. So we must look for that funding. Most of the issues I think we're having today, robbery, etc., banditry and co, can be traced to education. In my opinion, the necessary funds have to be sourced for, and we must make a commitment as a people to increase funding in our education.
Similarly, the Chief Executive Officer, CEO of Afritex, said that the summit was organized to find creative technologies and solutions with the propensity to transform the education system.
This education in Nigeria, I would say, is in a very low level. It's at a stage whereby it needs attention. It needs, I can say, urgent attention, for the stakeholders to come together to build an ecosystem. Digital education or any sector, is the stakeholders approach that can develop it. So digital education in Nigeria actually needs the collaboration between government and the educators and also the technology players to be able to develop to the level like other countries.
In the same vein, the Director General, National Information Technology Development Agency, NITDA, Inowa Abdullahi, said there was need to catch up with the world in the area of ICT by providing ICT tools required for schools. Abdullahi, represented by Dr. Taufik Yekini in the agency, said NITDA would continue to do its best to facilitate the process of ICT so as to adapt to changes in advanced learning.
Information technology has been imposed on the contemporary society, contemporary world. This reality was brought to the fore by the occasion of lockdown at the event of the COVID-19 pandemic, which made people to opt for ICTs as the mode for interaction. This particular event has really accelerated adoption of use of ICT to every category of person throughout the world. So it has created opportunity to deploy these enabler tools to facilitate education processes, even if it had been far to some people. Apart from using these ICT tools to accomplish educational goal, the process will prepare the learners for the future, because when they go through the process, utilizing this technology, they will become its driver. And that means they are being prepared for the future, because the future will definitely be ruled with the use of these technologies.
Also, Education Manager, UNICEF Nigeria Country Office, commended Nigeria on efforts made to advance the technological education of students. The Education Manager said that UNICEF would continue to work with partners to ensure continuous access to learning through digital learning platforms.
Nigeria has made substantial achievement in increasing school enrollment over the years. However, a vast majority of our children are not acquiring basic foundational literacy and numeracy skills. With further emergence of COVID-19 pandemic, education of children is being disrupted ever before in the history. At the peak of the pandemic, nationwide closure of schools impacted more than 50 million of children. On the other side, the exponential growth of new age technology, commitment of all the partners make us believe that we can deliver learning opportunity for every child everywhere, at any time. UNICEF, in partnership with Global Partnership of Education, stand ready and continues to support both federal and state ministries of education in resetting and reimagining of continuous access to learning, driving for improving learning outcome with equity through school-to-school connectivity, high-quality content solutions, digital learning platform, teachers' capacity on deployment of technology in classroom, engaging youths, and also developing communities for learning.